right, kind of going to the reality of realities. So Unreal Engine, yeah, I think you make video games with that, and you can also make, um, I guess, well, movies. I guess I haven't got too much into it. That's when you like spend a lot of time on the like the color of the grass and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it can get really detailed, kind of world building to some level. Some are like really analytical about, or whatever you call it, anal about certain things. Either way, so tap into some of those vibes there. Where else are we gonna go with that? I'm just tapping into a couple of things right now. Interesting. That's all right. Just doing clearing. Jeez. Yeah. Tap into some of the siren energy that's there. For Sirius, so I started playing around with right before this of Galactics, using the AI art for that. Finally got around to doing it. I've been playing around with different levels. I did a lot of reptilian stuff. I haven't posted any of that yet. I'm not sure if everybody wants me to. Oh yeah, I have my short film coming out of it's about the reptilians, and I don't want to give anything away, so it's going to be coming out. I'll do an email blast on it once. It might be tomorrow. I have to double check it. Yeah. So maybe tomorrow night. I'm not sure. I try to put on the Rumble if I remember. We'll see. If I remember to do that, I would. Yeah, we'll see. I can stream it live, I guess, but it'll be like 20 minutes of. I can do that though. We might be on Tuesday though to do that. To stream the movie itself. Of course, I have to stop it too, so I have to keep an eye on it. So there's that, and so the Sirian energies I've been tapping into. Give you an image of it. So yeah, you're probably going to just see a lot of that just around the forehead, around the eyes, and then in the ear. So the elf energies. Without getting too bizarre. Of course, you can go anywhere you want, but we're trying to keep it a little bit in the house, not to get too out there. So yeah, this is one of the aspects of the Syrian energies. So if you can imagine something like this, of course you can go to all different details, different color of the skin, of the head, like pinks and blues and things like that. Also the color changes depending on how they feel. And this is in Sirius. So they have a kind of like an elf connection also. Of course they don't have to have the elf ears, but we'll just go with the elf energies where they can just tap into the planet's energy field and pretty much feel what's going on. Maybe not everything, but it helps them with their psychic abilities because they're always developing it. You can say. I mean, if you're always, it depends on how deep you want to go, how you want to connect to different realms. I mean, it's just what you can handle too. So just giving me a bit of a, this type of, of course you've seen this stuff around. It's probably not much new here, but yeah, you're going to see a lot of repetitive stuff. It's just the way it is. Without getting too bizarre. So, but at least this is hopefully a healing for those that need it. Not going to create a religion around it, but maybe it can open up some memories for those that are have some blockages. So. Yeah. So. So I put that on Instagram. I'm gonna try some of that I've been doing a lot of the funny stuff, but that's not going anywhere. Nobody seems to care. Some people like it, but oh well. So yeah. So what's happened to? Yeah, it's been a long day. I'm trying to catch up on my sleep. It's not going so well. Sort of. Working on this movie. Yeah. There are private sessions. Scheduler. We have Zoom available, WebEx. WebEx is the main one. Skype, Google Meet, so on. We have a store here. So I haven't fixed that yet. Maybe tomorrow if I remember. So Fritzy's here. Fritzy's never here. I don't know if I can grab her. Yeah, she's been making some unusual rounds, and she's not exactly camera friendly. Like, what are you doing to me? Yeah, she doesn't like that. She's never here. Scoping out the place. Drink my water. So. Okay, all right. We'll connect to Unreal Engine, different reality to just get that perspective. If anything else, I can. There's another one like that somewhere, probably somewhere. We'll see what else I can find on that if I can remember. And going to the Sirian energies, aquatic frequencies, and just connect to that civilization energy. And once again, this is about also just able to trigger some memories or something like that for remember yourself somewhere. So, and the Unreal Engine energy is basically just how this reality is created. Obviously, everyone has their own version of it. Is this a planet? Is it not a planet? Oh man, you can get just, I get so lost with that. She's kind of in my way a little bit. All right, okay, both things are good. Green Suit, the consciousness of the Unreal Engine, reality matrix, consciousness. So basically, another way of looking at this reality is like, a board game or a blank slate, and like a blank board, like for some kind of game, you could say, like Monopoly or checkers or chess. For that matter, chess is an intellectual frequency. So basically the elements here, basically first off, the foundations of this planet can handle what's going through. If not, you wouldn't be here right now. So think of it that way also. It's like, how deep can this world go? How backward can it get? And would it go as far as you can get it? And obviously it's further. But obviously many can't handle that because those are the ones that go through, usually the ones that go through overdoses and suicidal energies. They just can't. They feel like they can handle everything, but they can't. And that's what the delusional energy is. And there's a wake-up call. There is a lot of soul healing there. But, So basically, this world's technically a bit of a cesspool frequency, but also has an angelic frequency connected to it also. It's like it has the dirt, but it also has the cleansing, the cleaning of it also. So like you use the word like majestic reasons for this world to even exist is how far, how low can it go? And it's just, it's not, especially when you go through karma on a planet like this. That's when you have hell on earth, basically. Of course, I believe the parent energy was spoken about yesterday. But the planet is a parent also. And there's just some that aren't wanting to see this. They want to see what they want to see. And that's fine also. There's really no wrong way of doing anything here, really. I mean, you judge yourself, you criticize your own way of doing things, which is nothing wrong with that. You can't overjudge, which happens a lot too. There's a lot of insecurities. A lot of souls that incarnate here don't like the way they look. They like this, and that's kind of the point. Also, is to like you might not like the way you look, but if you start remembering your soul, you don't care what you look like. You're more of accepting of it, depending on how you want to look at it. It's basically just coming more into your power, and you're going to see a change overall in yourself as you more just I wouldn't call it word accept how you look, but whatever word you want to use for that. But the more you're like, this is the avatar you chose, like it or not, it all has a purpose because it gets you to where you need to go. And then you become more accepting of yourself. That's why relationships help individuals accept more of themselves. And you are working on each other, but also it's a complicated one. Relationships, obviously, sometimes you're just there for one reason. Just like, whoa, like very little, like very small. And that's why so many relationships fall apart. It's like you're there for a second and then that's it. Okay, maybe it's longer than that, but yeah, you'd be surprised how that's why so many break up. So they're intended to, and others that don't. I mean, there's different connections. There's some that are here, to keep that foundation going, but the others are there just to be there for a few moments. And it's kind of like fish, just sort of, just you fish in, you fish out, you come in, you go out. There's just not, and eventually that'll be seen more clearly. I would help them. Well, first off, communication and making things easier. Society is built not to really communicate. As you call it is communication, but it really isn't. Your social media is a version of it, but still, people can communicate better there than they can in your modern world, in your real time. So there is a positive to that sometimes. Because in the modern world, so many agendas built up through upbringing. You can't just, and many do expect the worst, or they're programmed into that. Of course, they experience the worst too. And many of you come here to actually heal that frequency, as easy as it sounds, but just bring an energy of calmness. Basically, it's like the idea for your galactic connections, part of it is also just where you just say what's on your mind. And just not on a religious level, just on your freedom level. And just to allow it. So basically what you're doing is bringing, you might not always see this, freedom here, even if you feel there's no freedom. As you can see, the mindset's getting more locked into the past, paranoia. Conspiracy theories, because a lot of that's just going around in a circle. Yes, you might know everything, but what are you doing with it? I mean, it might be good for conversations, and sometimes they use it for manipulation. I know all these conspiracies, use it. And some of these conspiracy people that are so-called awake use that to leverage over others, like they know more or whatever it might be. But this is a multidimensional reality. Basically, it's just, it can handle all this, but why many of you come here to help others handle it. Because not everybody can. And it's on an energetic level. Maybe it's not always what you're saying, it's just how you're saying, the vibration you're putting out there. Yeah, it might be just a lot of words salads speak, but because not many are ready for one of this. And if you are, you don't really have to know all the details. Because realize a lot of these messages, you have to watch what you say, even if you're not on a social platform that is become more dictator. But just society in general cannot handle a great deal, as you can see. It gets very paranoid very quickly. And that's the insecurity of society. It can let it go. It chooses not. It's not ready to let it go. It's like a security blanket of fear. Many of you have healed fear, but you can feel the fear of others. So you have to kind of like, okay, I got what my fear is. Now I have to do what everyone else is. And there's a lot of it. And it's not that easy to just clear it out just like that. So just going with the flow of reality brings a lot of maturity, and brings a lot of power to yourself also. So greetings, Sirian beings. So there are fairy beings that do connect, or elf beings that do connect, uh, either to nature itself, the trees, the air, weather, or the oceans. Some connect to all elements, but there are others that just have just a certain power. Like they can connect to a tree and actually go into that tree frequency and vanish, and like live there energetically. And same thing with the ocean frequency. The ocean energy is also like astral. It is very fluid. And so the ocean energies, you see the water flows. Water is just part of the spirit realm, basically. You can say everything is part, but that is as close as you're going to get to. Of course, clouds get close to the spirit realm too. The sky, thoughts, actually, also. But your water is really a power. So connecting just to water frequencies, ocean. Some of you live by ocean. Not everybody has to live by the ocean. It's sometimes a reminder. Protection has its different purposes. As for the Sirian energies, they just prefer. Well, a lot of them prefer the ocean because that's where the knowledge, like Akashic knowledge, they can just tap into the unknown. Hopefully, see their future, especially when their world gets infiltrated, taken over by Orion beings or those that just have a little bit more smarts of how everything works. So Orion beings are kind of like bank robbers. They come in, they steal, but then they put in fake clerks. Like they remove the staff and put their own fake, their own infiltrators of reality. So like the Orions, not all Orions are, but some just like they can see the worst while others don't see it. Yeah, the jewels of creation, whatever it might be. So they removed a lot from your planet and put their own people here, basically. And some of them are religious figures. That's the strongest. It's different other layers, business, religion is much stronger. Just because it's just because it blocks you from the spirit realms, confuses, gives you a false, spiritual direction. But some of you have figured all that out to some level, but a lot have not, as you can see. Yeah, you can get. That's the point. Now, for example, why would a Orion being doing? Why was this for selfish reasons? It's power. Doesn't want you to know anything about anything. Wants to keep you ignorant, you can say. And so you're here to reverse that. Not easily. But see, they're like the toughest teachers to keep knowledge away, and here to bring it back. So basically, you're also reactivating Atlantean energies, as you know, the Garthian frequencies here. Well, you're bringing it through yourself right now. Society is just not into it, as you can see. But they like it the way it is. So they'll let you live on this planet, but just kind of don't share your stuff. So, well, because they know how the Atlanteans, you'd be surprised, they don't, like, you might not have been, like, you're an Earth human, like all your incarnates on Earth, but you can still connect to that Akashic and say, wow, those Atlanteans were pretty bad. So we don't want that. It's like a bad TV show or bad history, a family member you want nothing to do with, and so on. It's another way of looking at it. And so many of you are getting a lot of pushback for your spiritual development, of course. And there's a test there too, of course. Well, it's connected to your power, but also you're aware, you're activating a great deal. And some of you might activate things faster than people are ready for it. And that, then you get stopped. That's why energy attacks occur. Not always, but there's a reason. There's occasions for that happens. But maybe you keep your powers on neutral because you don't want to attract too much attention. Well, because the more power you have, the more responsibility you have to have over. And if someone triggers you, and then all of a sudden there's a hurricane, and so on, or a tornado. So just give you some examples. That's why the powers have not been fully activated. In due time, there'll be more humans, just more power. Just it'll be slow. It's like psychic abilities are recognized but forgotten, or just shadow banned, you can say. But as more powers activate, you're going to see, you'll see more and more of these stories. Like somebody will probably claim there's a storm or cause a lot of trouble, and they feel like they're responsible. They got angry or whatever it might be, and people are just they'll just write it off. But you'd be surprised how true a lot of this stuff is. So.